Hello, hyperspace. My name is Davontos, and it's time to get hyped because this is some epic MX Grand gameplay. I've finally mastered this weapon. I got some dark matter for it, and it's very, very powerful. And you can kind of say it's overpowered if you use it correctly. However, it's still a very high risk, high reward weapon. Now, when you want to use this MX Grand, I was explaining a bit of it in the when I first unlocked it when I was fighting up against bots. But after using it against real players, there's a specific kind of strategy that you want to use when you got the MX Grand, and that's fire from cover. You want to treat the MX Grand like an MG, and I'm talking about a big MG. We're talking about like Gorgon stats, because this will down people in anywhere from 1 to 3 shots, depending on what you have attached to it, and because of that, it's going to be a very powerful weapon. However, it's not slow. It's not slow like the Gorgon. The high risk part is your limited magazine at only 8 bullets, unless you put extended mags, which puts it to 12. But anyway, usually you're going to be running 8 mags on it. And the reload is actually rather slow. It looks fast, but if you calculate the reload speed to other assault rifles, it's actually one of the slowest reloading assault rifles in the game. I think the reload is anywhere from like 2 to 3 seconds, which is kind of slow. Other assault rifles are anywhere from like 1 to 2 seconds. And you guys know when you're playing Call of Duty, every second counts. So, best attachments for the MX Grand. I know I'm basically going to recap on this because it's been quite a while since I let out my first MX Grand gameplay, and now that I got a hang of it, I can really give you guys really good advice for it. So, extended mags if you're not accurate, or if you're not sure on your accuracy, like if you're guaranteed to miss a couple of shots here and there, I highly advise you put extended mags. A suppressor, if you would like, but know that the suppressor will hamper the damage and the range. The suppressor is going to drastically decrease that 2-shot kill range, basically to pistol stats. Now you guys know, let's say, what's that famous pistol everybody uses? The MR6, the first semi-auto pistol. That's like a 3 to 5 shot kill depending on range. The MX Grand is going to basically have its 2-shot kill potential at the same distance the MR6 has its 3-shot potential, and that's very, very close. But that's only if you put the suppressor. A little confusing there, but I know. So, taking off the suppressor, that 2-shot kill is enormous. The 2-shot kill range is enormous. Basically, you're going to be landing these 2-shot kills far beyond your lines of sight, up to a point where like the enemies look like a tiny little speck, and you're better off just taking them out with a sniper rifle. That's basically the end of your 2-shot kill range. So putting long barrel will guarantee a 2-shot kill at any range, and it will drop down to a 3-shot kill when the enemies are in that little sniper rifle, look like a little dot on the map, dot on your screen kind of distance. So long barrel, you can equip it if you want to guarantee the 2 shots. If not, I would kind of advise keeping away from it. However, there is an attachment that you can equip on this that not a lot of people really put on. That's actually high caliber. I know people like running high caliber on the KN-44s, and for some reason they run it on the Weevils, but putting high caliber on the MX Grand will make this gun function exactly like the Dracon, with a very fast fire rate. And you're going to get those 1-shot kills at unimaginable distances, and those 2-shot kills, we all know it's already far. So you're basically going to have a fast shooting Dracon that handles just like an assault rifle. And if you get used to these stats and the handling, and you can manage to, deal with the low magazine and manual reloads after an empty mag, if you get used to all this stuff, you're going to see that the MX Grand can be overpowered. Now, speaking of overpowered, it's kind of leaning onto that pay-to-win aspect, because obviously the MX Grand is from supply drops, but this pay-to-win aspect, we can talk about the Marshall 16, and we can talk about this MX Grand. The Marshall 16 is very, very overpowered. It's a 1-shot kill at any range. I wanted to talk about any range. That's gonna be really overpowered. But it's a 1-shot kill at really close range. However, because it's just a sidearm, it makes a very, very effective breach tool. And it's just a pistol, which is why I see people complain that the Marshall's overpowered. And when you put dual wield on it, you're basically 2-shot kills, which is, or 1-shot kill, however you want to use it. But the Marshal is overpowered for a sidearm. The MX Grand, however, comes into the overpowered play if you were to use it like a ballistic knife. Now, if you guys remember the ballistic knife from the old Call of Duties, like the Black Ops 1 and 2, I believe it was. I think Black Ops 2 had a ballistic knife. But anyway, if you guys... You knew the ballistic knife was very difficult to handle and very difficult to master. However, you had those guys who mastered it to the extreme, and that's what the MX Gram is. It's Gram, like graham crackers. That's what the MX Gram is. It's very difficult to master, but if you do get the hang of it, it's going to seem overpowered. Now, don't get me wrong, the Shiva is a very close competitor, and there are other weapons that are almost just as overpowered. Like the, what's a good one? Come on, guys, help me out here. What's a good one to use? Man of War! The Man of War is also very overpowered. But Black Ops 3 is a game with so much mobility that these overpowered weapons are hardly even noticeable. Unless, you know, the entire enemy team is running Shivas, and then, yeah, you'll notice it. But what are the odds of that happening? So, pay to win in Black Ops 3, I feel like it's there. It's not as bad as Advanced Warfare, and hopefully Infinite Warfare just gets rid of supply drops. Please, Infinite Warfare, get rid of the supply drops. We don't want them. We just want to go back to buying it from the store like we used to in Ghosts and all the other Call of Duties. But back onto the subject! The best attachments to use on the MX Gram, let's see. I would probably say Quick Draw and Stock is a necessity, and High Caliber if you want to go for those headshots, or if you want to take a gamble of getting those 1-shot kills. Long Barrel, not so much. I mean, Long Barrel and High Caliber do make a really good combo, but Long Barrel's kinda iffy. The Suppressor, if you really want to go Suppress and you want to take those 3-shot, 4-shot kills almost all the time, then go for a Suppressor. But, oh, and of course an Optic of your choice, because the default optics on this gun is terrible. So, I would say, basically, the only things you really need is an Optic, Quick Draw, and Stock! But that's the end of the video here, so if you liked the video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at Davontos, man, and as always, I'll see all of you in my next video. Have a nice day!